who would give up everything. Baby, you ain't that kind of man.
Welcome to this edition of In Search of Songwriters
and Serial.
I'm Trustin.
And I'm Jake.
And we're filming at Knuckleheads, one of the more revered music listening venues in the Kansas City area. We have the distinct privilege today to visit with songwriter performer Sara Morgan, who was recently named by area music critics as KC's new Artist of the Year. Thanks for having us, Sara.
Yeah, thanks for being here, guys.
Yeah.
I know your background growing up. You were a farm girl from Southwest Arkansas.
Yeah, I mean, my dad is a papermaker. My mom was a journalist, and my grandparents grew stuff. So one side of my grandparents, so spent a lot of summers pulling watermelons and potatoes and all that kind of stuff.
Awesome.
Background. Yeah, I'm from a farm town in Southeast Arkansas. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little about your musical influences growing up?
Oh my gosh.
Background?
So the first record I ever remember hearing at all is Boston's debut album.
Okay.
That is my favorite album in the whole world, hands down. Come at me. I took this trip with my dad to Florida. It was just he and I in this white Ford Ranger, no back seats, brown bag full of bologna, and that was all we listened to on cassette. Was that record? So that was it.
You still have those memories.
Oh my gosh! I mean, you can hear that all over Average Jane. All those layered vocals and twin guitar lines and things like that. They all come from that.
Great. Yeah.
I want Tom's pedals so bad. Never can. He builds them, so I can't have them.
Yeah, hard to duplicate that.
Mm-hmm. That's one of them.
What has it meant to you to be able to hone the performance of your songs here at Knuckleheads and to rub elbows with a wide range of respected and revered artists that come in from all around the country?
Yeah. I mean, I think when I first came here, I was brought here by some people who just introduced me to Frank, and they said, "Hey, you should give her a show," and he pulled out a counter and gave me one. And it's not how things work most of the time in the real world,
Right. Felt like you were lucky.
So I don't think I really had any idea what I was doing until probably 2 years of playing here. It's all right.
Yeah.
So it's been really great. I mean, Frank's been awesome. Carl's been amazing. These people have just given me the opportunities that just people don't get every day.
Right.
So I'm just really grateful to be here at all. And
we're actually in called Butler's Gospel Lounge. That's where we're filming here. I know he's
it's my home.
Played a lot alongside you with his guitar.
Yeah,
and
he's
encouraged you.
Yeah, he's my guitar player. I mean, call him my manager or whatever you want to call him. He does it all for me at this point. So yeah.
I've read where you describe your songs as, quote, where classic meets country, or where classic meets current. And LA music critic Robert Leggett, I saw, described you as, quote, bringing a freshness to country music that hasn't been here since the debut of Reba and Shania and Carrie Underwood. That's some pretty high praise, and company to be included in.
A little bit. I saw it and I was like, okay, thanks. That's flattering. I don't know how true that is, but he was nice.
Your new album, Average Jane, has been very well accepted and made a splash on the music charts.
Yeah.
What can you share with us about the process, the choices that went into the writing of those songs and the making of that album?
This was a brutal record for me to make. We made it in Kansas City. A little bit was mixed and mastered in Nashville. But when it came to the songs, I was at this point where I was just ready to totally quit. I was looking at other people. I was in a really insecure place where I was comparing myself to other people all the time. The internet is your worst enemy, no matter what you do, I feel like. And so I was going, man, everybody else is getting a chance, and I'm never going to get one, and just doing that whole green monster jealousy thing, And I had this thought one night. I was just sitting there, and I was like, man, I can't put on a skirt and stilettos and strut across the stage. I can't do that. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with it. I just can't. I will fall over like a giraffe. It's not gonna work. So I was thinking to myself. I said, man, you're just average. You're just an average person. You're not gonna go anywhere with that. and that was almost the end of the thought, you know. And I thought, well, maybe you should just do this and be the average person that you are, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And so I wrote all these songs. Like the Boots is kind of a joke, you know what I mean? It's like supposed to be funny and ridiculous,
Sense of humor
but I had come out of this spot where I felt like I wasn't able to make any choices for myself, or like I was taking other people's opinions. They were just too influencing me too much.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't
Didn't feel
able
like
to
you
stand
had
up
the
and
control or whatever.
yeah. And so I started writing songs like Average Jane and The Boots and stuff like that. Because I was like, maybe if I sing these enough, I'll turn into a girl who actually is that person. Hopefully, like that's happened or is still happening. You know, it's a process.
The album has gotten rave reviews, so I think you're on the right track for sure. I'm wondering if you wouldn't mind gracing us with one of your songs off the CD
Would love
right
to.
now. I understand you might play I've Never Been to Nashville.
Yeah.
That'd be all right?
Yeah.
Great.
Got a mama plays piano, grandma plays the organ. I got a daddy who can't sing, but somehow gave it all to me. Well, I know he didn't plan on what that would mean. They ended up with a little old girl who had a big dream. Well, I've never been to Nashville, and I'll probably never go. Well, I've never been to Nashville, but that don't mean can't be on the radio. Well, they say it's a dreamer's place, living out of a guitar case. But I couldn't get there in my sleep. How does a farm girl from Arkansas get to Tennessee? Well, I've never been to Nashville, and I'll probably never go. Well, I've never been to Nashville, but that don't mean it can't be on the radio. I've never been to Nashville, but tomorrow I'm gonna go. Is there only there in Nashville? I guess they finally heard my song on the radio.
Nice.
Awesome.
Well, I know you appreciate the creativity of great songwriters of the past and the authenticity of songs that tell a story.
Yeah.
Singing about Nashville, what challenges or obstacles as a songwriter, maybe particularly as a female songwriter, does the radio format of Nashville and the music industry present?
Oh, Lord. Just as a songwriter in general, it's just one of those things. You don't even have to deal with that challenge until you've dealt with the challenge of trying to hone this craft. I mean, and I never will. If you feel like you've honed it, like, well, you should probably go do something else because you're perfect, you know?
Yeah.
Really, the biggest challenge for me was people the first time going down there going, all right, how many songs you got? And I was like, you know, whatever, however many I had at the time. I was like, go write 100 and then come back.
Oh, wow.
You know, and to anybody who is not who wants like that quick instant gratification on something like this,
Yeah.
they're gonna go, that's too many.
Yeah.
And so the next time I went back to Nashville, I had like 400 songs. I was like, how's this? They're like,
No kidding.
okay,
Hey, she got it done.
all right.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they're any good at all. That's the
Yeah.
thing. But you get to a point where, like I got to a point where I wrote this song called Already Wrecked, and when I wrote that, my writing changed. Like, and somebody had told me, being down there, they said, you'll write a bunch of songs, and then you'll write one, and you'll go, oh, that's good or decent.
That's what you're trying to
and
accomplish.
then you move up. Like, I don't know. It's kind of like there's layers to it. You listen to other people, you learn how to flip lines and what makes a good melody.
But you got an actual sense of that with that song.
I did.
It's kind of like the
And it
lights.
took me a little while with that song because I just wrote it. It was, I usually, I say that I barf stuff up. It takes like 10 or 15 minutes
Yeah.
for stuff that I write most of the time. That does not mean it's good at all. But I started playing that song at shows, and like people in Kansas City started picking it up.
Got the immediate feedback.
It was like, I don't remember that year. It was like one of the #1 songs that was written around town or something like that. I can't remember what it was. It was really cool.
Yeah.
And so I realized, okay, there's something different about this particular song. I don't know what it was, but when it comes to the industry, I mean, there's just so many people doing it.
Yeah.
Hard
to cut through all that and be noticed.
Well, it's hard to cut through it, and it's really hard to cut through it because most people are looking for somebody who will come in and just add to the noise. And my goal is not to add to the noise. I wrote a song like Instead of Drinking. I had been listening to I turn on Top 40 occasionally just to see what's going on, and then I listen to the outlaw stuff, the Red Dirt stuff. But I noticed they were all singing about the same things.
Yeah.
They were all singing about drinking, and I was like, I'm gonna write the opposite of this,
I'm gonna be different. A little bit different.
But people hear that and they're like, I don't know about you, So there's that, and then when it comes to just radio format, I mean, I can't speak for other people. I've been really lucky. We've gone out on radio tour, and we did 70 stations in 7 weeks in 7 states.
Yeah.
And they let us come in, and the first one we did outside of Kansas City, I think it was in Topeka, I walked in with a guitar, and some guy goes, nobody plays live on the radio anymore. And I was like, watch me. Watch this,
You haven't heard this girl yet.
Watch this.
Yeah.
So we did it for weeks, and I still do it quite a bit. And there's a lot of people playing the songs. I mean, it's difficult, but you plug away.
Yeah.
You just plug away. That was a really long-winded answer.
No, that was good.
So
That was
sorry.
a great answer, though. First time you heard your song, one of your songs.
Yeah,
what was that like?
It was Never Been to Nashville. Diana Lynn played it on KKFI, and I was at work at the job I was at the time, and I pulled over in the van and started crying.
Yeah.
It was so cute. My best friend was with me too, and she was like, filming it. I'm like, please stop.
Yeah, that's a special moment. I saw an interview with Paul McCartney where even he was talking about when the first time the Beatles heard their song. It's just special for, I think, anybody.
It's nuts, and we did radio tour, and we would go do a lot of the places. Sometimes we would do it live. About 50% of the time they do it live, and the other 50% of the time they'll pre-record it, chop it all up, put it together, and then play it like an hour or two later or the next day.
Yeah.
And so some of them you get to leave, and you can turn on the station and listen to the interview and listen to song.
Yeah,
it's
that's
neat.
fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. I think
awesome.
you had a question.
Yeah, so another note, I understand that you've had some songs or featured in a movie recently. Can you tell us a little about that?
Yeah. My buddy Morgan Dameron did Different Flowers. She directed Different Flowers. That was her first, I believe, feature. That's a word. And it did a lot of stuff in it. She called me and she was like, hey man, I heard these 2 songs and I want a cover of Moon River. Like, will you do these 3 songs for this movie? I said, sure, take them. She said, good, because they're already there. Awesome. She sent me the scene and they were already there. And I hadn't met her before then. She had just found stuff on my website. Yeah. And so now we're friends.
Well,
I just love her. She's awesome.
That's neat how that developed.
That was really cool. And I did
Blue.
the cover of Moon River, which I was terrified to do that. I said, I don't want to butcher this. Like, I don't
Yeah,
want to botch this, you know?
kinda-
Have someone else do
Kind of a
this.
big time song, yeah.
Well, I said, man, the only way I think I can do this is with just a guitar and a vocal and nothing else.
Yeah.
It's the only way to hopefully not mess up such a classic song.
Kind of try to make it your own.
Yeah, and it ended up in one of the last scenes in the film. It was really cool.
I've got to
and
see that. I haven't seen it yet.
it's great, man,
Yeah.
and Showtime picked it up, you know, so
Wow.
it's really neat.
awesome.
It was it was a good year.
Is that a director from Kansas City, or is that?
Well, she's from Kansas City. She moved to LA. Oh gosh, it's been a while ago. I don't remember how long she's been there. I'm not sure, but she's done a ton of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, she's awesome. Go check her stuff out.
Yeah.
Well, Sarah, I know you're a busy girl. We so appreciate you being gracious with your time.
You guys are
today.
busy. Thanks for coming
And
up.
allowing us to interview you. For our viewers out there, and some who may not know anything about you, do you have a website where they can purchase a CD, get merchandise, or follow your next live performance?
Yeah, SarahMorganMusic.com. That's
SarahMorganMusic.com.
And Sarah
That's
Morgan
simple enough.
Music, yeah. No H.
Okay,
Sarah, no
S-A-R-A.
H.
That's right. Yeah.
Right way.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're hoping you might perform one more song for us. Would you mind?
Sure.
Before you do, though, we've got a little. Jake's going to present a little gift to you as a token of our appreciation for you letting us come and interview you here today. So.
What did you do? Sweet.
Got you. Oh, it's on the back side. Can take that.
Wow. That's amazing.
Thank you.
I think that's off one of your.
It was
photos
in
on your
here.
website. Oh, was it here?
It's in
Okay.
here.
Oh,
Yeah.
right here. Well, wow.
Yeah, it was in
Perfect.
here.
Nice.
That's beautiful,
There we go.
man.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow. Do I get to keep it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all
What?
yours. Yep.
You're super talented.
Well, thank you.
Man. Yeah, I was like, I can't react. I'm gonna cry. Anybody's ever painted me
Crying's
before?
okay. Crying's okay. But we'll let the train go by. I know that's a regular feature here at Knuckleheads.
Oh yeah, that's
Came
a
here and
good
watched an
part.
outdoor show one time and went right by. Well, would you mind doing the song "That Kind of Man" for
I'm not doing it. Yeah,
Okay, great.
I'll do it. Got my hand on the door now. Got my suitcase packed, I'm walking out, and I ain't coming back. Now he's crying down there on his knees. Tell me why are you leaving me? I said if you don't know, that's why I gotta go. Maybe someday I'll understand, but I want somebody who would walk 1,000 miles just to hold my hand. And I want somebody who would give up everything. Baby, you ain't that kind of man. Took one look at the floor, said, if you walk out that door, baby, leave the key. I guess we both had enough, 'cause you ain't calling my bluff. Looks like I'm finally free. I said if you don't know, that's why I gotta go. Maybe someday I'll understand, but I want somebody who would walk 1,000 miles just to hold my hand. And I want somebody who would give up everything. Baby, you ain't that kind. said if you don't know, that's why I gotta go. Maybe someday I'll understand, but I want somebody who would walk 1,000 miles just to hold my hand. And I want somebody who would give up everything for me. And you ain't that kind of man. Oh baby, you ain't that kind of man. Oh, and I want that kind of man, yeah. Now, ooh, and I'm gonna fight.
Nice.
That was awesome.
Excellent.
That was really good.
Excellent. That song is on
Wow.
Average Jane. Do yourself a favor, purchase a copy. Excellent CD.
Thank you.
Before we go, I just got one more question. I know
Shoot.
it's pressing on Jake's mind, it's pressing on my mind. I'm sure all of our listeners out there. What's your favorite cereal?
Okay, I don't really eat cereal, but if I did, probably hands down Reese's Puffs.
Reese? Say that again?
Reese's Puffs.
Reese's Puffs.
I
Okay.
mean, or Lucky Charms, with only the charms.
There you go. There you go. Everything you want to know about Sarah Morgan. Sarah, thanks so much. It's been a real pleasure for us.
You got